Hello my friends, welcome back to my videos and make sure to subscribe to my channel Future X USA. Today's story is making global headlines. Putin gets publicly shamed as China rejects Russia's deal. What started as a powerful alliance between Moscow and Beijing has now turned into a major embarrassment for Vladimir Putin. This is not just a political story. It's a global power shift that exposes cracks inside what many thought was an unbreakable friendship. So, let's break it down, from the outside to the inside, like a full review of this political machine. Its exterior image, interior motives, performance on the world stage, safety features, unique selling points, price, and finally, the conclusion. The story begins with a bold attempt by Russia to secure a new oil and gas deal with China, a deal worth billions, aimed at replacing the European market Russia lost after the Ukraine war. But what happened next shocked the Kremlin. During a high-level meeting in Beijing, Chinese officials publicly rejected Moscow's proposal, citing unfavorable terms and unstable supply guarantees. In diplomatic language, that's a slap in the face. Cameras caught the tension, and Putin, visibly uncomfortable, tried to save face. But for the first time, China didn't play the loyal partner role. It was a moment of global humiliation. The mighty Russian bear looked powerless in front of the dragon. Let's start with the exterior, how this looks from the outside. To the world, the Russia-China partnership has always been presented as a strategic friendship without limits. Putin's foreign policy has leaned heavily on Beijing, especially after sanctions from the West. On the surface, the two nations often speak the same language: opposition to American dominance, support for multipolarity, and a shared interest in reshaping the global order. But beneath this shiny exterior, cracks have always existed. China is the world's second-largest economy. Russia's GDP, by comparison, is
smaller than that of some European countries. What we're seeing now is that the exterior polish of their friendship can't hide the deep imbalance in power. Beijing is the senior partner, and Moscow, despite its military strength, is playing catch-up. Now, moving to the interior, the inside story. Inside the closed doors of negotiation rooms, this wasn't just about gas or oil, it was about control. China wanted lower prices and guaranteed supply lines for decades. Russia wanted respect and partnership on equal footing. But China's rejection exposed the truth. It doesn't see Russia as an equal anymore. It sees it as a supplier, a state desperate for economic relief. And inside the Kremlin, this humiliation stings. Russian insiders leaked that Putin's team was furious after the deal fell through, realizing China had used the moment to assert dominance. Next, let's talk about performance, how this partnership performs under real-world pressure. Since the Ukraine war, Russia's performance on the economic and diplomatic front has been shaky. Its energy exports have dropped sharply, forcing it to rely on discounts to attract Asian buyers. Meanwhile, China has performed brilliantly in global trade, maintaining ties with the West while quietly expanding influence across Asia and Africa. Beijing's foreign policy machine is strategic, patient, and profit-driven. Moscow's, on the other hand, has been reactive, emotional, and based on survival. When tested by real-world performance, China's system outpaces Russia's on nearly every metric, from technology and finance to diplomacy and soft power. Now, let's discuss safety features. How secure is this so-called alliance? The answer, not very. This partnership was always built on convenience, not trust. Russia needs China's market, China needs Russia's resources. But safety-wise, this is like two drivers steering a car in different directions. China won't risk Western sanctions for Putin's wars, and Russia can't afford to upset Beijing, its biggest buyer. When China refused the deal, it signaled that it can pull the brakes anytime it wants. In simple terms, there's no safety net for Moscow. If Beijing walks away, Russia's economy faces another collapse. Then we have the unique selling points, USP, what makes this partnership special. For years, Putin sold the idea of a Eurasian alliance, a grand vision of the East rising against Western power. The unique element was unity, Russia's military plus China's economy, a perfect balance of strength and strategy. But this latest rejection shows that balance doesn't exist.
The unique selling point has turned into a unique weakness: dependency. China is in control of the pricing, the pace, and the political tone. The no-limits friendship has clear limits now. Now let's talk about the price. The real cost of this rejection. For Russia, the price is enormous. Losing China's cooperation on the deal means losing billions in potential revenue. With Western markets closed and sanctions tightening, Moscow's economy is bleeding. Oil discounts are rising, the ruble is falling, and public confidence is fading. For Putin personally, the price is humiliation. His image as the master strategist has been publicly damaged. Even among Russia's allies like India and Iran, there's growing doubt about Moscow's influence. For China, the price is minimal. Beijing maintains leverage, keeps its global image intact, and walks away with more bargaining power. And finally, the conclusion. What we witnessed is not just a failed negotiation, it's a turning point in global politics. Putin's attempt to present Russia as China's equal partner has backfired spectacularly. The public rejection showed the world that Beijing no longer plays by Moscow's script. It was a quiet message: we lead, you follow, for the rest of the world. It's a signal that the so-called anti-Western alliance isn't as united as it appears. The exterior shine of friendship hides interior tension, poor performance, and zero safety assurance. In the end, Russia's deal failure is a mirror, reflecting the reality of modern geopolitics. Power respects strength, not sentiment. China made a cold calculation and reminded everyone that in global diplomacy, loyalty is just another business deal. Putin, once the dominant player, has been reminded that alliances built on desperation rarely last. So as the world watches this silent struggle unfold, one truth becomes clear. Even the mightiest alliances can collapse. Not with war, but with a single word: no. If you enjoyed this analysis and want to stay updated with more geopolitical breakdowns, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Future X USA. The world is changing fast, and here we uncover the stories behind the headlines.